Hello everyone. I want to talk to you seriously for a moment about hair loss. Hair loss is a serious problem, but what's a bigger problem is Rogaine. I've been using Rogaine, and as you can see, the results are unfortunate. So I want to caution everyone to take the use of hair regrowth treatment seriously. Actually, what we want to do is I promised you guys that I would send you out some encouraging videos, possibly of me wearing some funny hats, and talking to you about things that we'd gone over at the meeting, and reminding you of some things and important upcoming things, and casting vision, and also giving practical tools about where we'll be going from here. But as I was preparing to do that, I found this wig, and it reminded me of what my hair looked like in college. And so I thought I'd give it a whirl. It also kind of reminded me of what I'd look like if I was Dwayne Sheriff. But anyway, what we want to do is just talk about, we want to share some practical things with you today, cast some vision about and remind us about where we're headed and the importance of what you're doing. I want to say to you that I believe in you. I'm very excited about this upcoming semester. I know that God's placed awesome things on the inside of each and every one of you, and that you're going to be able to communicate those to people in a meaningful, effective way. And I was thinking about just going back over again the purpose of Charis Groups and what we're trying to accomplish, so that we have a clear picture again of where we're headed. And so again, the purpose of Charis Groups, the vision is for every person that comes to Charis Christian Center to have the opportunity to find where they belong in the body of Christ. Now, we understand that not every person that comes will necessarily belong here. Maybe maybe God's calling them to a different church, and we understand that. But we also understand that if we make honest attempts, if we provide good opportunities, good environments for people to connect, that they'll have an opportunity and a desire to find where they belong here with us. And so we're excited to do that. We're excited to have you be part of it. And I was thinking about what it actually practically meant for every person to feel like they belong. And so I want to talk about belonging and what that means. Belonging means that in order for the people here to feel like they belong, they need to really see that their opinions, their ideas, their personality, their giftings, that those things are valued and that they're cared about, and that we place value on the grace that's on their life. And that's super important. I'll say that again. In order for people to feel like they belong, they really have to feel like their personality, their talents, their giftings, their ideas, they have to feel like those things are valued. That we as leaders have the opportunity to look into people's lives and see the significance, see the worth and the value, and communicate that to the people that are in our group. And that's what creates an environment of community, an environment of family, and that's what I think will be a blessing to your group members. So I was thinking about how to do that, and I wanted to share scripture with you. It's 1 John 3 and verse 2, and it says, "Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when we see him, we'll be like him, because we'll see him as he is." And I used to think that scripture meant primarily that when Jesus returned, that our bodies would be changed like his body, and we'd be made perfect forever. And there's a truth there. That is partly what it's talking about. But there's another truth that says that, it says, now are we the sons of God. Already. And we know that in our spirit, on the inside of us, we've already been changed. We've already been made new. And so there's a truth that if I can see Jesus accurately, then I'll see that I am already like him. If I can see who he is, how good he is, how kind he is, how patient, then I can actually see those same traits in myself. And I can begin to release them up from my spirit and live them out. So what am I saying? I'm saying that if we can see God clearly, then we can see ourselves clearly. And if we see ourselves clearly, who we've been made to be, who we've been recreated to be, then we can begin to release those things and live them out. The reason that matters in the context of small groups is that if I can see God the Father clearly, then I can see myself clearly, which empowers me to see other people clearly. That means if I can see the significance, the worth, the value that I have, then I can, without fear, celebrate that greatness that's in other people. I can celebrate the goodness on the inside of other people. When I'm assured of my own worth, my own significance, and it's not tied to what people say about me, it's not tied to how good or bad my hair day is, it's tied to how Jesus sees me, then I'm able to genuinely look at people, find the gold like we talked about, and celebrate that gold. And when I do that, when I compliment them, when I look for those genuine moments of greatness on the inside of other people, and I pull those out and I point it out to them, and I tell them how great they are, how awesome they are in the Lord, that helps them feel like they belong. It gives them that sense of worth and value and significance, and it matters a lot coming from you as the leader. And so I know we've talked about that before. I just wanted to remind you of that. And so we want to pray and focus on that truth as we get ready to launch this semester, that we're going to see God clearly, we're going to see ourselves clearly, and we're going to find the gold in other people. Now, I also wanted to mention to you that we've created this structure that you're aware of, where the group members now have this kind of smorgasbord in front of them of groups to choose from. And I think that's really exciting. A lot of people are excited about it. There's a lot of buzz already. A lot of people are signing up and asking me questions. So it's really great. And because of that, initially there may be some fluctuation between the groups. And by that I mean group hopping. Some people going to different groups, checking things out, all those kinds of things. And that's okay. As time wears on, we're going to encourage people to commit for a semester to a group, and then reassess at the end of the semester. But initially here, we want to continue to give people the freedom of choice, and we'll always do that. But again, we'll move towards working towards getting them to commit for a semester. But if you see people moving around, or somebody's at somebody else's group that used to be at your group, just remind yourself that we're all on the same team. That we're happy for those people because they're finding where they belong, and that we're happy for their new leaders. Guard your heart against frustration or jealousy, and just pray for those people. Pray for the other leader. Bless them. Sow them with joy so that you can reap with joy. Bob Yandian made an awesome point one time about it seemed like all the best people always left his church, and the Lord spoke to him, and he said, well, do you want to harvest on the best people that leave your church, or do you want to harvest on the worst people? And Bob got the revelation, and he said, well, I want the harvest on the good people. And so, he said, just release those people with joy, send them out with joy so that you can reap with joy. And I think that's awesome. I'm excited for what the Lord's doing in you guys' lives. I'm excited for what these groups are what's going to happen in these groups. I'll send out one more video prior to the launch going over some things about creating culture, and hopefully I'll get a haircut by then. And I just wanted to let you guys know again how much I appreciate what you're doing. I know this is going to be a fun semester. I want you to have fun, and I want you to enjoy it, and I want you to know that you're loved and that I'm here for you. I really am. If you have questions, concerns, comments, any kind of feedback, please let me know, and I'll be praying for you. Bye-bye.